You ever check your bank account and just sigh like you've been working, you've been trying, you've been telling yourself, this is the month I finally save some real money, but somehow every single time something comes up, car repair, random subscription, groceries that somehow cost way more than you expected, and at the end of the month your savings barely moved. If that feels familiar, listen closely, because you're not crazy and you're definitely not alone. My name is Blay, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people build wealth from zero. If you're someone who keeps trying to save but feels like your money disappears before it stacks up, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Saving your first $5,000 is actually the hardest phase of building wealth. Not the first 50,000, not the first 100,000, the first 5,000. And there are real reasons why. First, you're fighting what I call the cash flow trap. When most people start their financial journey, almost every dollar they earn is already assigned somewhere. Rent is waiting, bills are waiting, groceries are waiting, life is waiting. Let's say you take home about $3,500 a month. After rent, transportation, food, and basic living expenses, you might only have $300 to $400 left. On paper, that sounds like enough to save, but real life doesn't run on paper. Research from the J.P. Morgan Chase Institute shows the average household faces major unexpected expenses in nearly half the year. That means even when you plan to save, something keeps interrupting your progress. This is why your first 5,000 feels like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not getting far. Now here's the second force working against you, the psychological reset effect. When your savings are small, every emergency feels devastating. If you have $300 saved and an $800 expense hits, you don't just slow down, you go backwards. Behavioral economists have shown that losses hurt about twice as much as gains feel good. So every time your savings resets, your motivation takes a major hit, and that leads many people to quietly give up. But this is where it gets really interesting, because once you build some savings, money starts to develop momentum. Let me explain. If you have $0 invested and you save $400 a month, you're doing 100% of the work. But if you already have $50,000 invested, earning about 7% annually, your money is now generating roughly $3,500 per year on its own. That's nearly $300 per month working in the background. Do you see the shift? At the beginning, you push the rock uphill. Later, the hill starts pushing the rock for you. This is the power of compounding, and it's why the journey feels completely different after your first few $1,000s. There's also a mindset shift that happens. When your savings are tiny, your brain treats it like it doesn't matter. Spending feels easy. But once you cross a few $1,000s, something changes internally. You start thinking, I don't want to mess this up. You begin protecting your progress instead of restarting from zero. So if you're currently stuck trying to reach your first 5,000, here's what I recommend. First, lower your monthly savings target to something you can hit consistently. Consistency beats intensity every time. Second, open a separate high-yield savings account that's slightly inconvenient to access. A little friction helps prevent impulse spending. Third, automate your savings right after your paycheck hits. Willpower is unreliable. Automation is powerful. Fourth, instead of trying to cut everything, find one recurring expense to reduce. Freeing up even $150 a month creates serious momentum over time. And finally, protect your first $1,000 like your financial life depends on it. Because psychologically it does. Listen, if saving has felt hard for you, it doesn't mean you're bad with money. It means you're still in the hardest phase of the journey. The people who eventually build serious wealth didn't skip this stage. They just pushed through it long enough for momentum to kick in. So stay consistent, stay patient, and most importantly, stay in the game. If this helped you see money differently, make sure you subscribe for more real, no-fluff wealth strategies. And before you go, drop a comment and tell me, how close are you to your first 5,000? Let's build it together.